Hello from Abuja. I've been in Abuja since Thursday. It is Saturday. I believe today is the 19th or the 20th. And I'll be leaving back for Lagos tonight. So this is supposed to be chapter 7. And we're supposed to do this in chronological order, but let me fast forward to 2018. In January, we started out with 13 employees. We'd hired a director of operations, and the reasoning behind that was to allow someone who was going to be in Nigeria full-time to run the operations, and I could spend a little more time with my family. Well, my wife anyway, because the children are all out of the house. And we hired 2 salespeople, a director of operations, brought on board an additional technical person, and we also brought on board we had 2 interns from one of the universities. So we started January with about 13 people. By the middle of February, the director of operations was gone, the 2 salespeople were gone, my admin person was gone. The following month, I lost 2 more technical people. 2 of the IT students went back to school, so we dropped from a staff strength of about 13 people to 4. We've done a very big job. First lithium installation ran into so many complications. Even the Victron trained personnel in Lagos could not solve it. Using our incredible talent and resources, we went online, found a solution, and we were able to resolve the issue that they hadn't been able to resolve in prior installations they'd done. Anyway, I left Nigeria February 26, completely broken, dejected, demoralized, and I packed everything I had in Lagos into my suitcases, and the intent when I got to the airport that morning was that I was not going to return back to Nigeria. I was going to quit. I was going to throw in the towel. So I sat in the plane, and as I sat in the plane waiting for the plane to take off, I remembered a story, a passage I read in Think and Grow Rich about excuse the air conditioning is very noisy and I hope it's not interfering. Actually, let me pause about that. So I remembered a story I had read in Think and Grow Rich, and it narrated the experiences of an entrepreneur who had a gold mine, had enjoyed some medium success, and then eventually at some point after he had paid everyone off, couldn't find any more gold, he sold the mining equipment, to a scrap dealer. Well, this scrap dealer, knowing very little about gold mines, consulted an expert, and the expert went, did a survey, and told him if he dug 2 feet or 3 feet to the left or right, I don't remember quite exactly how the story went, that he would find gold. And he did just that and struck the largest vein of ore ever in that area, or in the state or in the country. I don't quite remember how the story went, but at that point I decided I wasn't going to quit. My sister sent me messages saying, Wawa, remember the motto of your children, the Wawa never quit. And I went back to Nigeria, I went back to the US, started to lick my wounds, and by chance, someone had reached out to me and talked to me about a boot camp organized by Harnett Bokrizion. I went in the Friday night, I did not participate. Saturday, I was there and they invited me to come and speak about my experience, and as I started to tell my story, I got very excited. And I listened to her, and there were certain things she told me to do. One, I started listening to motivational speeches, business, people who had done business, what their experiences were. People like Les Brown were an example, Jack Ma, definitely, of Alibaba fame. Who else did I listen to? Tony Robbins, of course, and a bunch of other people. Denzel Washington, Will Smith. And one of the things that they challenged you to do was, it's easy to get out of bed and go to do what you do when things are going well, but very, very difficult when things are going really bad. And I recall I owed salaries, which I'd never done before, I had borrowed money I wasn't so sure I could pay back. I had gone from 13 people, my zenith, and doing our most sophisticated job ever, to a point where I did not think we could survive as an entity. Well, I listened to a lot of these things, and then I decided to rebrand myself. I had some conversations with 2 of my top customers, and they told me that I wasn't for everyone. I was for a very unique segment of the market, and I doubled down and focused on that segment. I started looking for products that could differentiate me even further from my competitors, and on May 1, we discontinued lead-acid batteries and started to offer lithium-ion batteries. So this is like the 3rd or 4th time we've reinvented ourselves, and you know, right now we don't owe any salaries. We've paid back almost all the debt we owe. We don't owe any vendors. I actually have made purchases of batteries, which was something I couldn't do. We have a backlog now, job-wise. I have staff that's so busy that they very rarely see the weekends at their homes. So it's amazing. Had I quit, I wouldn't be where I am today. Today I'm in Abuja, and part of the reason I came to Abuja was to meet a senator who had invited me to come and do a survey for his house and give him a quote on solar. And then I went to infrastructure, ICPRC. It's an agency attached to the presidency. I believe they report directly to the vice president. And I met with the head after a few discussions. They told me what they spent on diesel and what they spent on the grid. They took me on the roof of the building. I did a survey, and I'm going to go back and give them a quote for solar power. So it's pretty exciting, and it's a very good place to be. I look forward to talking to you about the next phase in this journey. I'm very, very excited. So what lessons have I learned? You cannot quit. When things are toughest is when you double down and you try to find something new you do every day that takes you forward, and find something that differentiates you from the competition. So hopefully you got something from this. If you like what I have to say, give me a thumbs up. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe below, share with your friends, and make comments. Thank you again for watching. This is Christopher Owasanya coming to you from Abuja.